Good morning, Big Spring Middle School. Happy Friday. It is March 4th. And for chorus rehearsals this morning, 7th and 8th grade men, you are meeting in the auditorium. There are no lessons on Fridays. Celebrating birthdays today, we have Kyan and Chase. So make sure you wish them a wonderful birthday. And celebrating this weekend, we have Cameron on Saturday and Zoe on Sunday. So again, if you see any of these students today, make sure you wish them a wonderful birthday. And this month, we're celebrating all kinds of special events. We have our National Reading Month celebrations. But we also have National Music in Our School Month. So to celebrate music in our schools, we have a concert on Monday, March 7th at 7 p.m. So if that's something that you're interested in, get that added to your calendar. So again, it is March National Reading Month. So we have this morning a few more teacher book talks sharing some of their favorites.
So then, what's your favorite book and why do you like it?
My favorite book series, I would have to say, is The Lord of the Rings. My favorite from the series is The Return of the King because, well, I don't want to do any spoilers. But the reason I like the whole series so much is because J.R.R. Tolkien did an amazing job creating an entire world. He even invented languages and mythology, and it just really captures your attention. And the characters are amazing, and you really root for them, and you want them to succeed.
Red, what is your favorite book and why do you like it?
So I just read a book. It was titled Lincoln. It's probably one of my most favorite ones. Abraham Lincoln is one of my favorite presidents, and it just gave a lot of background about him and his family and everything that he went through. So I would say that was probably one of my favorites.
Thank you. Mr. Tiffany, what's your favorite book and why do you like it?
My favorite book is a series. It's the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. I love it because it combines westerns, fantasy, horror, and it's probably the most creative science fiction and fantasy I've ever read. And it's just such an amazing story, and it's the gift that keeps on giving because it's like 10,000 pages worth of books. It takes a really long time to read them, but it's really worth it.
And just a few announcements to wrap up here today. A reminder that Student Council is hosting a stall day fundraiser. So what does that mean? In your Period 5 classes, and for 6th grade, those are your electives teachers, Period 5 classes have a jar. You are supposed to be putting money, change, in that jar. And on March 17th, it is your teacher's job to count all of the change that you have collected, and they are not allowed to start teaching until they have it all counted. So the more coins that they have to count, the longer it takes, the less learning you have to do. So support Student Council. Put your teachers to work, bring in your change, and fill those jars. And an announcement for our after-school program. We are making a shift from Mr. Miller, Mr. Spears, and Mrs. Kerwin to Mrs. Kerwin, Mr. Nerone, and Mrs. Grove. So Mr. Nerone and Mrs. Grove have an announcement for you this morning about the after-school program.
Hey middle school, it's Mr. Nerone, and as some of you know, Mr. Miller and Mr. Spears have been running an after-school club, and Mrs. Grove and I are taking over. So we are here to talk to you all about the upcoming activities every Tuesday from March 8th through April 12th.
All right, so starting next week on March 8th, if you want to come, there will be all kinds of cardboard where you can construct anything of your choice. You can engineer, create architecture, or sculpture. It'll be a lot of fun.
March 15th, we're going to Mount Rock to read to the first grade students, and if you remember how cool 6th graders and 7th and 8th graders were in first grade, they're going to appreciate you reading to them.
And then on March 22nd, we're going to paint some ceiling tiles to decorate our hallway. They're going to look amazing. And then 8th graders, I'm looking at you. We're going to make the 2026 ceiling tile that's going to go in our commons.
March 29th will be a scavenger hunt. Hopefully it'll be warm enough that we could maybe take some trips outside of the building for some scavenger hunts too, but it's going to be an adventure bound, which if you were ever on the Maroon team or the 6th grade in general, you probably have done one before.
And then April 5th, Breakout EDU. You know how that goes, break the locks and then win the prizes.
And then finally, we're going to have an outdoor game celebration because hopefully come April 12th, it'll be warm enough that we can spend the entire day outside. Every other day, we'll start with a little bit of library work time and then whatever activity we have. So we really look forward to you signing up. Miss Miller will send out an email with a sign up, and we hope to see you.
See you there. Woo!
And that's all of our announcements for this Friday. Have a wonderful day and a fantastic weekend. We'll see you Monday. Please stand for the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance.